We have to protect our natural areas. They're a remnant. They're like a museum, a living museum. There's very few of them, and they're going away each year.
There are many different habitats, from woodlands to wetlands, planted prairie. These areas have inherent value not only for wildlife, but people that visit and want to use these areas for passive recreation, such as hiking, bird watching, nature study. Our natural areas often perform better than engineered systems for clean air and clean water benefits. They promote infiltration, especially when you have native plants versus invasive species.
We need these natural areas, not just for the biodiversity that they provide. I think sometimes people forget we are part of this whole ecosystem too. And we have to respect the earth and to respect nature and the part that it plays for us.
We do a lot of field visits. We go and check out the properties that we manage, write the prescriptions for how we manage those areas. A lot of the work that we are involved with is invasive species management, removing invasive species, coordinating volunteer events and work days.
One day a month, I have the invasive species strike team. They're a bunch of dedicated volunteers. We started about 8 years ago. We go out, they've been trained in identifying the invasive species. And we go out and we either pull them out and sometimes bag them up. They've covered a lot of acres in their 8 years.
Pollinators are often overlooked as far as the value that they have in natural areas, but they're key parts of the ecosystem. They are providing important pollination services in natural areas to help the native plant communities remain intact. We also help contractors that may do some of the field work with us and planning throughout the rest of the year.
We are drilling a wide variety of native seeds to establish native populations. We have contracts to manage their land, typically for invasives or enhancing the natives that are there. In an urban environment like Indianapolis, you know, those small little gems are should be protected and cherished.
Most of the landscape is built out now, so we have these islands of refuge. Take that away, people don't realize how much that means until later, after they're dwindling or lost.
Especially in urban areas, natural areas are under threat. There's pressure from development. Wetlands are known to provide enormous stormwater retention, and our wetlands have been decreasing in Indiana since we've become a state. The loss of habitat is the leading cause of displacement of wildlife.
When we lose the native habitat, we're losing all of these native species. They evolve together, they interact together.
There's more awareness on what the endangered species, how valuable it is. Even if you don't go out and see an endangered turtle or a snake or an insect, they're out there and we're help providing that habitat.
When we have these, restore these ecosystems or plant prairie or restore wetlands, we're increasing the biodiversity. We're putting back those native plants so that we are benefiting those that utilize those ecosystems.
growing up in a rural area, I spent a lot of times in the woods near ponds. You know, being out there, I know from a visceral standpoint how important it is to me. That gives me a lot of motivation.
The work that we do, it's giving back. At the end of the day, I feel like I've made a difference. I've helped the earth heal itself.
There's always challenges to our work, educating the public about the significance of our work or how we do the work. I care about our planet. I want to see a sustainable future for my children. I love getting to enjoy natural areas myself. There's a lot of reward in the work that we do and seeing the changes that we're making day to day in spite of the challenges. It's always worth it.